Alright people, here we go. Boom, let's go Jared. Come on buddy, we're pulling for you in the Olympics. Let's get him there, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's a big win. He's already training out there in North Carolina and the whole Olympic training grounds. That's awesome. Alright, people, day 5. Day 5. Now, I got a big storm brewing outside. And the light's all funny in here and all that kind of stuff because I got a big sandstorm or dust storm or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. But it's got me sneezing like crazy. So if you're out there in Texas or New Mexico, there's a big storm coming your way, I tell you. They make the storm, they start all the storms here and then they send them all down the alley to you guys, okay? So watch out, y'all, down there in Texas. Got a big storm coming. Well, how you doing today? You doing all right? Did you have a good weekend? Did you get your steak in for those of you in America and all that kind of stuff? Did you get your Labor Day in and barbecue it and kiss summer goodbye and all that business? Man, it's always sad when you see summer rolling out. You know what I'm saying? You always get a little sad about that, you know? But, of course, you got the holidays coming up, and that's when I get out the tequila and hit it pretty hard because, you know, them holidays, they're fun when you're a kid, but then you get older. You get me. Well, how you doing? You got that fire stoked in there? You all pumped up and ready to go? You excited about the day? Because we want to be excited around here. Sometimes we get a little bummed out, but then we turn it right around, get excited. I got a couple books coming I'm pretty pumped about. I'll show them to you as soon as they get here. You know, that mail's been going slow because you got that Memorial Day holiday and nothing runs. So maybe today I'll get all my books. Who knows? We'll see. How's that impulse control? You got that all locked down. You got that critical eye locked in the hole. Lock that bad boy in the hole, okay? Until it's time to bring him out and use him like your secret weapon. But keep him locked in that damn hole, okay? How's that schedule going? You got it lined up? You getting this 30-day thing down? I hope you're doing it. I hope you're moving where you want to go in your life. Taking advantage of all that, you know? That's what we want to do, okay? Now, hope you're able to schedule in just some time for you to be, you know, spontaneous, you know? And that's kind of what we're going to focus on a little bit here today. Now, in the sense of brevity, you know, I got that James guy. James, he did another video. I got to pull it up here. I don't think I have it loaded up, but he sent me another video telling me to, you know, keep it short. So tomorrow we're going to go ahead and look at that probably. I don't know. We'll see what's going on with James. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm a little bit worried about James over there in England, you know? There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on in England. All my English people out there, y'all put some comments down. I hear the whole England's coming apart at the seams, man. You know, arresting everybody for putting up English flags and all that stuff. That's just plain crazy. You know, oh, I heard that that one guy was criticizing the English police, and he's not even from England or whatever, but he landed in Heathrow and he got arrested because of the stuff he posted on X. Dude, how wild is that? That's some wild stuff going on over there. Let me tell you what. So we might try to get James on and ask him what's going on in England or whatever. You know, I got a couple of those audio issues I got to get worked out. As soon as the mail comes, we'll get them worked out. You know what I'm saying? Got something in the mail. But, you know, crazy stuff going on. So, you know, what you got to do is you got to dive into your creativity. This is the world you could control, people. You could control this world right here, you know, on your paper, in your sketchbook, you know. This little world right here. You make some funny sketches up. I made a pretty funny sketch the other day about Dick and Vito, you know. Gotta love it, gotta love it. That's the world you could control. And that's the world that you're dealing with. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today, about controlling your world, having a little bit of mental escapism, the ability to put down, you know, your daily burden that they pound you with the, you know, the responsibilities of the social pressures and the social contracts and the, you know, all of that wildness, you know, all of it. You just put it down for a minute, you jump into your world right here on your sketchbook, and you be free. because the laws in your own world make sense. You know, you could control it, you have responsibility over it, and you're able to be successful. And ain't nobody can take that away from you. You know what I mean? And that's what's really important. You know, it's a moment of sanity. You know, I was talking to somebody and I said, you know, story is drama and art is war. You can win the war in your mind. Okay? Think about that for a minute. You can win the war in your mind. And as soon as you win that war, there is not another war that you'll ever have to fight again. So unify that mind of yours. You know, lock that critical eye in the hole and don't let nobody flip you over, okay, with obligations or social contracts or covert contracts that they tricked you or manipulated you, or what do they call that? They call it manufactured consent. You know what that is? That's when they set up a whole bunch of situations just to get you to consent, just to get you to agree to it, you know? Well, fuck that shit. I don't know if you guys have ever had people like that in your life, but I sure have. They go all around the whole world, you know, conversationally, in order to lead you here, lead you there, let you figure this out, let you figure that out, so that you agree to something instead of just asking you for it, because they don't want to face rejection. They don't. They take joy in contriving this scenario and this victimhood and whatever it is in order to manipulate you to consent to do something that they wanted you to do, and then they go off and then they're proud of how cunning they are. They're proud of how much smarter than you they are, when that's not it at all. They don't understand that they just preyed upon humanity. They preyed upon your humanity. They took advantage of your humanity. The thing in every person that's beautiful about people, that hope, that camaraderie, the ability to share, the ability to be empathetic towards other people, and to feel that and to resonate and then to share your resources in order to meet a need that you perceive. Okay? It's called an empathy trap, people, if you haven't heard about it. It's called an empathy trap. So be aware of those empathy traps. Don't allow other people to go ahead and manipulate and have you have generated consent that you don't really want to consent to. You enter in a covert contract you never really wanted to enter into, just so that you could avoid conflict. Well, fuck it. Go through that conflict. You know what I'm saying? Free yourself. Don't pick up those obligations. In fact, shed the obligations that you were shouldered with as a child from your parents or from other people, from your teachers, from your Sunday school teachers, whomever. Those are your responsibilities. They ain't going to help you and they ain't going to help your family. You don't owe nobody from another country coming into your country your tax money. Okay? You get what I'm saying with that? So you fly your flag, James. You fly that English flag. All right? Hopefully you stay out of jail, but, you know, if there's anything that we can do, we sure want to support you. You know what I'm saying? So think about that. But enough of that. Let me just take a sip because I got that dust getting in my throat causing me to sneeze and cough. All right. We're going to come down here to camera 2, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a thing I like to call a relaxing. I'm going to take these squares and I'm going to lay them out. I got our squares. Do you guys remember these? Our little squares. Okay. And this is just a big square. It's a painting I did of a wave. We're going to take our square. We're just going to lay them out on our paper. And this is just so we can get a nice, you know, a layout, you know. And we're just going to lay down some shapes or whatever. You know. Doesn't have to be anything. Doesn't have to be anything. Just some different shapes. And this is kind of fun. This is part of the design process. And this is going to be the composition that we're going to use when we're going to lay out our 10 heads. Okay? We're going to do 10 heads. And what we're going to do is we're going to do cartoony style heads today. Okay? The cartoony style construction heads. Alright, people? I'm just going to go ahead and lay some of these squares out. And just kind of get yourself a nice little grid going down there. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do a whole bunch of, we're going to do 10 head shapes, but we're going to do them kind of cartoon, and I'm going to show you how to lay in the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, okay? Now, one of the ideas that I got from this was from right here, from this cartoon right here. I made Vito a fun head shape, and I made Dick a fun head shape, okay? So I was thinking, we just did the construction with the boxes. Now we're going to do a different kind of construction, a little bit more free-flowing construction, and maybe you have a head shape like this. Oh, let me put it down there. Maybe you have a head shape a square, maybe a triangle, maybe a circle. We got our doodle therapy going right here, and I just laid out 10 head shapes, okay? Now, the 10 head shapes, you can do any shape, and I want you to do as many shapes as you possibly can. Now, do wild shapes, do crazy shapes, and you know what? You'll find it's kind of hard to make up new head shapes, right? So you got you got a square, you got an oval, you got a potato, you got a triangle, you know, and you can modify them as you go along. But the one thing that you want to do is you want to lay in the vertical, cut it in half line right there. Then you want to lay in the eye line, okay? So you got the eye line and you got the vertical line right there, okay? Now, you can play around with the proportions all you want to, okay? Maybe he has a huge nose, so you put the nose down here like that. Okay, can you see that okay? Yeah. And maybe he has a small mouth, so you put the mouth right there, okay? So then you go ahead and just lay in an eyeball, make that nose huge, like so. Just use simple shapes, like that. Maybe he's happy, like so. Let's go ahead and put a little happy face in there. It looks like he has some big cheeks, so let's go ahead and add the big cheeks in like that. Then let's put a chin in there like this, and let's finish off the head like so, okay? Maybe he's looking to the side, okay? And that's just it right there. Now, when we do the hair piece, just go ahead and make the hair just like whatever it is. You could throw in a couple ears if you want, and maybe even a neck, okay? Now this is what I do when I'm talking on the phone or whatever. You're doing a fun little doodle, right? Then you got a fun person right there. Now right here we got a square, all right? Now throw in the halfway line. Maybe he's kind of got a 3/4 view going on right here, and put the eye line in there. Right now maybe he's got funny eyes. Okay, we don't know. Just do any simple shapes. Okay, people. And then maybe we'll say that his nose is right here and his mouth is right here, and just use a triangle for his nose. Okay. Now remember, this is just the construction phase. You can always come back and you can always adjust the expression of the shapes later, like I'm doing right now. Just adjust the shapes, like he's mad or something. Add some eyebrows in there, like so, and then go in and enhance the shape. Throw a little bit of ear in there. Maybe he's got a flat top. You know, maybe he's got an old school flat top from the military or whatever. Give him a grimace. He's not happy. You know, put a little lip down there, and just throw a neck in there. Okay, so there he is right there. Okay, and we're just having fun. You see how that works right there? Just cartoony fun. You could construct anything as long as you remember to use the middle line, the median line, vertically, and the eye line horizontally, and then build off of that. So I got this triangle right here, okay? Upside down triangle. Well, he looks like he's got a big chin, okay? Let's put the eye line right here. Let's put the nose line and the dividing line right there. And let's go ahead and put some small eyes in there, okay? Then maybe he has a tiny nose, okay? Now I'm just making this stuff up as I go along. And maybe he has a huge chin. Put the mouth in there like so. Go ahead and put the front of the chin in there like that. Go back. Put down the ear. And then just work your way around. Use them straights like I'm using. You see how I'm using them straights? You can always come back in and adjust the straights later. Okay, see how I did that? Pretty simple. Now this guy right here, I don't know what this is. Maybe this is a Pac-Man. Okay. Now let's go ahead and put the eyeball right there. Give him a nose up here. Maybe he's yelling, okay? Put some teeth in there. See how that goes like that? Maybe he has a funny tongue coming out, okay? Like so. All right, cut it in half for the ear. Have the jaw come down like so. And just kind of feel your way around it, all right? And add the neck in. Maybe he's mad too. All right, maybe he's yelling. Maybe he has some funny hair, or no, a hat. Maybe he has a hat right there, okay? The hair sticks out like so, okay? So he looks kind of funny a little bit, okay? Now, don't worry, because we're all gonna come back in here. We're gonna put in our heavy lines with, of course, our favorite Sharpie marker. We got 2 of them right here ready to go, okay? So then, I don't know, we haven't done a lady yet, so let's try to do a lady, put her eyes in there. Just circles, then go ahead and do that vertical line, like so. Got the eye line right here, got the vertical line, the cross, and then put maybe a big smile, okay? Now put some lipstick in there, all right? Put a little bow on top. Make sure you do the big shapes first. That's how you keep everything symmetrical, okay? Maybe she's kind of fat, who knows, you know? And then maybe she has like a funny hair coming off the back, something like that, okay? Maybe she's just really happy that she just made some tortillas, or she just got something, or some Mexican food or something like that. You know, maybe she's got a really big cheeks right there. She's happy, okay? So that was simple, you could see that. Yeah. All right, now let's go on and go to the next one. All right, so this one kind of looks like somebody's looking down maybe, okay? So let's go like so. And when they're looking down, the straight eye line, which is right here, turns into a curve, okay? So it turns into a little bit of a curve like so. No big deal. Then we'll go ahead and put the nose in right there like that. Now maybe he's looking to the side. We're going to use upside down triangles. Throw a little eyeball in there like so. Now we're going to go ahead and put the nose like so. And just go ahead and have fun with it. And put it in the mouth like so. Put the cheek in. Put in the ear, like right there. Go on up with the forehead. Go on back. Find the back of the head and just make it a cube. See how we just did that? Look, it's just a cube right there. See, it's just a simplified cube. Can you guys see it? The box? See it right there? And that's kind of how I do it. I build everything inside of a cube. And that's how you can get that sense of 3-dimension. That's what's so important, to have that 3-dimensionality. Okay, people? Now, here's maybe a young person. Got some eyes, and let's go ahead and put the eyes way up here. Can you see that? Way up here. And maybe they're yelling, or they're happy or something, and they got a big mouth. Right? And then you got the teeth in here like so. You got the nose up here. You got a little bit of teeth down here. Color that in for the mouth. Throw in a neck. Maybe an ear right there. See how that? And maybe throw in a eyebrow just hanging off the top. Get real cartoony with it, okay? And that's fun right there like that, okay? So we've already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 heads. Then we have 3 more to go. Let's go ahead and knock those out real quick. Use the same idea. I'm just going to go ahead and put a big square for the eyes that wraps around. Now this is encompassing both the eyes. Now this is what I would do if I was making glasses or sunglasses or anything like that. Go ahead and put that triangle of a nose in there like so. In fact, let's make them glasses, okay? Go ahead and make them glasses. Maybe it's sunglasses or regular glasses, I don't know. And then go ahead and put in a little bit of a transparent eye behind it. See how I did that? And then we'll go ahead and put him, maybe he's smoking a cigarette. Let's just go with that, okay? He's got his cheek right here. It's a little bit of, little chin. Then it comes all the way back and he's got a big fat head like that, okay? Remember, it's just your cartoon. You make up whatever you want, okay? And he's got his neck right there. And then maybe he's got a nice corporate style hairdo right here like so. Got a little cough right there, okay? So there we go. He's just chilling out right there thinking about things, okay? Then we got a little tiny head right here. Let's go ahead. We got a square head. Do the cross like you did. Put in the eyeballs. Find your nose. Find your mouth. Maybe they're like shocked. See how that right there? It already looks shocked, doesn't it? Put in some of them teeth. He or she is shocked. Okay? Now we're going to come down here and open the mouth up a little bit. And then Throw in the ears. The ears are always just at the top of the eye line. Okay, people? Always at the top of the eye line. Then go ahead and add the jaw right here. Put the neck. The neck always goes right down from the ear and then kind of right halfway where the chin is, like so. Okay? Maybe he's got a really long neck. Maybe he's looking at the other guy thinking, I can't believe you're smoking in here. Maybe that's what's going on. All right. Then we got our final one to do down here. Go ahead and put your eyes in there. Put your big ass nose. Maybe he has a huge nose and like a mustache. We like mustaches around here. Okay? It's like a brush mustache. Okay? Then a couple of eyebrows. We haven't done too many of those. The cheek. And then we'll go ahead and this is where the corner of the face is, right here, people. I'm visualizing that cube. And then it comes back like so, okay? So I go back and I go up. Follow the eyebrow and the bottom of the nose. Follow it up on the side of the cube to find your ear. There's the ear right there, okay? You see how I did that? Put him some hair on there. Throw him a little neck in there and you're good to go. All right, so there's the first phase of how we do it. Now when I come back with the Sharpie, I really try to refine the shapes, okay, people? So I draw all these 2 times. I draw every one of them twice, okay? So now I come in here and I try to really figure out what do I want this shape to be, right? So we're gonna come in here, as you can see. We got the eyebrow, and I add or subtract to the shape based upon what I want it to do, okay? You got me, people? You got the nose right here. Look at that, I'm gonna add the nostril. Go ahead and add the eyebrow, the eyelid right here. Have the cheek come out. Add a little bit of that crease from the nose that goes down because he's got this grimace. You know, he's not happy, right? Let's go ahead and add a little bit of teeth in there, okay? So you can see his teeth, a little dot right there to help that out. Bottom lip. Go ahead and finish off the chin up to the back of the ear. Now you can see how this is going to be, it should be extended back right here. So I just extended that, okay? So that it looks better, right? Because that's not where the head doesn't go right there on the ear. So we're kind of using it as a reference. We got the flat top right here. Maybe he has a couple of lines in there, right? And there you go. And we finish his neck off right there. And there you go, right like that. Now we can always go back in and we can go ahead and do something like this. Fill in the darks, okay? But it's not really necessary. It's up to you. You have fun with it. You do whatever you want to do. Throw in a little thing in there for the earlobe, okay? Now my Sharpie's a little bit running out of ink, so I'm going to jump on over to my other one, okay? So here we go. Now we got an olive oil looking lady, and let's put some eyelashes on her, right, like so. She's looking over at this guy over here. Maybe she thinks he's attractive, okay? All right. She's got a big old nose though, okay? I'm gonna change that nose shape a little bit. Now I like where her lips are, but I want to add some lips, okay? Little bow right there. And there you go. Now she's got little lips on her. Okay, now we come down here with her cheek. I'm going to reduce the size of the cheek, like so. I'm going to shift her whole jaw over. If you just saw, I just did that. I just shifted her entire jaw over at the back of the head. Now we're going to come in here. We're going to add her hair. Maybe she's got a curly cue right there. Who knows? Right? She just came from the beauty salon and she's looking for a man. Now look, I just moved the entire neck back to the back of the ear where it should be. If I had left it the other place, it would look funny. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add hair, a little bun right there, a little ear thing going on like that, okay? Now we can come in here, we can color in her hair. Maybe she's got dark black hair, and I tell you, I'm about to kill this other Sharpie right here, so let me grab a third one. Don't worry, people, I got plenty of Sharpies, all right? I'll check that out. Yeah, there we go, that's better. Now I'm gonna just add that, a little bit of volume to the back of the head right there, like so. And there we go, okay? And maybe give her some eyebrows. Maybe she tweezed them or something. Darken up her eyelashes a little bit. There you go, she's looking for somebody. I don't know. Maybe she's having a good day. Maybe she just had a donut. You don't know. Then we go over here to this fella. We're gonna change him up a little bit. Okay. We use this opportunity to correct any mistakes that we now see. Okay, I'm gonna put his cheek right there like so. Gonna change his lips up a little bit. Give him a nice bottom lip right there. Remember, he's got that big chin. Why don't we just go ahead and give him a cleft in the chin? Okay, see how we did that? Goes back. Give him some hair. There's his brow ridge right there. Let's give him some more hair like that. Maybe got a couple hairs sticking out. Who knows? Go ahead, throw down his ear, and then you're gonna go throw his neck in there. Okay, let's go ahead and put this little crease on the end of his lip so he's kind of happy. Okay. All right. But you guys kind of get what I'm going with right here, right? Let's do this one more, then we'll call it a day, and I'll finish these up off camera. But here, I'm gonna finish this one real quick. This woman, and that's kind of how you do it. You get what I'm saying? All you do is you use this opportunity to change and correct any mistake that you might have made the first time around. Okay, and then you end up drawing each drawing maybe twice, maybe 3 times sometimes, and then that's how you slowly tighten up your drawing, and so they get better and better and better. You don't worry about trying to knock it out of the park on the first go around, because you ain't gonna do that yet. Okay, when you're able to knock it out on the first go around, you've already practiced this kind of technique a number of times. Okay, so you start to combine some of the different steps in your mind, and that's how you knock it out of the park in one go. Now that's how you do it. That's how you turn just some doodle exercises, some doodle therapy or whatever into real cartoons. Okay, envision that 3-dimensionality. Okay, use the cube construction that we used yesterday. All right, envision that over the shape that you're creating the cartoon with. Okay, and then use that in order to do the placement of your features. Okay, now the features can be anything, right? Use them as simple shapes to begin with, and then experiment by adding them to more complex shapes when you go ahead and go back in with the Sharpie or the marker or whatever. If you're, like I said, if you're going to try and do it all in one shot, you might not be ready for it. Don't get frustrated with yourself. Just take a step back and break it into a 2-step process. Do the laying with the pencil and do the refinement with the Sharpie, okay? Now I want you to have a good time. I'm gonna try to get through this dust storm that's making me sneeze, because I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of throwing me off a little bit today. I got my sneezing going, I got my throat's getting all raspy, I got a big dust storm. So, but hey, we're gonna stay positive. We're gonna get through this thing. We're gonna fight through it, okay? Because that's what we do around here. We kick ass. So let's go, kick some ass today, get out there and make some cartoons. Come on, people.